Vulcan Griddle. Kind of an interesting problem. So I'm going to spark it here. You can see it lit fine. Still holding in the button. Usually takes about 30 seconds. That looks like a decently strong pilot light. If I let out on it though, look, it stays lit, but it gets really small. Just pressed in. It's small, and then if I wait a minute, it will click, and the safety valve is off again. And it's doing the same thing on both sides, which is really strange. Each of these knobs, when you turn them to off, they have an Allen screw hole right there. It's always full of grease, and it takes a little Allen wrench like that. Alright, so now both are lit and will stay lit. Just gonna shut it off for now though. And this is what the culprit was. This is the cap, vent cap for the regulator. And this is kind of what I was thinking it might be. If that little tiny orifice in there gets plugged, the regulator can't vent and it won't actually send the right gas pressure into the unit. So it was lighting, but then once it had to maintain the pressure in its normal application, it would just not stay lit. So we're going to clean this out and then we should be able to put it back. So I got it cleaned out pretty well. I think it was good enough now. I scraped off, there was like a thick layer of grease over this whole thing. But something to keep an eye on, I guess. So I put it back on and it was still giving me a little bit of trouble. So we're going to try blowing a little air through it. If you look in the back of this, it's got some sort of check valve thing. I don't really know why that's there. Try to see if anything interesting comes out. There's definitely air going through it. So this is not just any old vent, this is actually a vent limiter device. And if you look in through the bottom, I'll put a diagram of what's actually in there. But there's basically like a little ball bearing and it's supposed to be able to go down. But in the event that there's a lot of gas venting, the ball bearing can be pushed up and seal against the top. And I think that it's just really stuck because of all the grease that got into the body of this. So I'm going to wash it with some hot soapy water. Because I don't have anything else like this with me and I don't want to leave it out, of course, but we may end up ordering a new vent limiter device, 12A04, but kind of neat. I really didn't understand these. So I washed it out good and then carefully dried it, and now you can see the ball bearing did actually drop down. I think it does probably still need to be replaced, so we probably will order one of these up because I don't think I can guarantee that I got all the grease out of there. But I ran like really hot detergent and water through it and actually cleaned it out, so I don't know if you can hear that, but it was like click 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 shaking around. You can see it rolled further back up in there. But I think it's mostly a safety thing, so if like too much gas comes out, it won't put out enough to like start a fire, you know. So I think it will work, but I think it needs a new one. So if I like suck air through it, when I blow air out, it moves the ball up, and it prevents, if it was gas, it prevents a lot of gas from getting out. But if it's just a tiny amount of air, then it doesn't move the ball around enough to actually seal it off in either direction. So yeah, it is actually working now, and it probably will be okay. But like I said, we might recommend getting a new one. Does it stay lit? Yep. Now it stays nice and strong. So that's all it was.